Hi, I'm Jim Harrison, and I just want to tell you about my course called Olfactory Therapy, Essential Oil Emotions, Memory, and Intention. It's going to be fun. So first thing we're going to be doing is smelling oils, which will go through the whole class, okay? So you're going to have a kit of oils. The oils are going to be numbered. So you're not going to know what they are. And this isn't about trying to figure out what it is. That has nothing to do with it. You never have to know what these oils are to use them the way I'm going to teach you in this class. And guess what? You're going to be blending with them before you know what they are. You're going to be blending by numbers. We're going to review, of course, the olfactory system, what it is, how it evolved, the physiology and anatomy, how it works. So when you smell an oil, what's going on and what is the response, okay? We're going to talk about memory and emotions, which is so important. This is one of my driving forces in the way that I treat and do my clinical work. I'm going to be teaching you about how to work with the memory and emotions when it comes to therapeutic use of essential oils. So the amygdala is where emotions are stored. The hippocampus is where memories are stored. And then I'm going to discuss the HPA axis, which is the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, and the neuroimmunocutaneous endocrine network, which all combine. This is about hormones and nervous system and immune system and skin and all these things and how they interact together, and discuss the way the olfactory system can trigger responses through the network and through the axis. We're going to look at olfactory emotion translation. And so what I mean by translation is I'm going to teach you how to identify the different responses in the olfactory system and how to use that in your therapeutic practice. And then aromacology, which is the term that was pretty much coined by the Olfactory Research Fund, and talk about the science of fragrance, which really has a little bit to do with essential oils, but every fragrance. We're going to be talking about odor in general, and that's how you're going to learn how to use essential oils in aromacology and through the olfactory system. We're going to look at how behavior is influenced by scent. This is an incredible piece to this class, really important. Olfactory verbal cues. It makes a difference what you say before you smell an oil. This is really interesting. The olfactory response to fragrance. Why do we respond in certain ways to fragrance? Why does somebody like lavender here and then another person doesn't like lavender? What is it about that that creates these responses? And then how, through the olfactory system, scent heals. And it isn't always about the therapeutic properties of the oil. Scent, sexuality, fertility, and relationships. This is when, well, if you're working with a client with fertility issues or anyone with sexual dysfunctions, I'm going to help you understand how scent interacts with sexuality and fertility and relationships, just our everyday relationships. And then developing artful and therapeutic fragrances. This is my heart. This is what I love to do. And I'm going to teach you the techniques of blending these alchemical, creative, intuitive, and therapeutic processes that I use to create beautiful therapeutic fragrances with essential oils. We will review the fragrance profiles of top, middle, and base note. It's music composition. I'm a musician. I love this aspect. It's like creating a song. I'm going to teach you how to create music with your essential oils through the olfactory system and their fragrance profile. And then creating olfactory stories. This is something I developed as I was teaching my courses at Bastyr University. And in the class, I let my students come up with the different stories that we wanted, or ideas or places. And one person came up with a story of when she goes out into her field to the beehives and collects honey. And so we created a fragrance around what would that smell like? What would that feel like? What would the olfactory response be? And how can we create that idea and that story and that place with essential oils? You're going to love this. We're going to do the class formulation exercises. And what I just explained, taking those stories, taking those ideas, I'm going to let you decide. And then we're going to create stories around those ideas, those places, those events, that literature that we decide that we're going to do. It's a really fun way to approach how to create beautiful fragrance blends with essential oils, and how to understand the therapeutic function of essential oils through the olfactory system. Thanks so much for taking the time and hearing about the olfactory therapy class.